Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show, training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Susie, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse, Semi. Training Eve to drive cart. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve to lay down. Training Eve to harness, pull a log. Training Semi to harness, pull a log on turf. Jumping at liberty to music, making our Morgan horses our partners. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator. Training on our driveway, which is covered by sand, so we have a straight track. Stepping over poles, jumping over crossbar jumps. Training in our trail obstacles area. Semi on the big steps. Morgan horse Sadie doing obstacles rainlessly. Morgan horse Sadie being trained to drive a cart. Mini Zebu heifer Susie being trained to drive a cart. Bull Rusty learning to pull a harrow. Eve reviews some of the more difficult obstacles in the Minmore Farms obstacles area. Review of some of the harder obstacles in the obstacles area. Notice that we have on Eve today a side pull, no bit in the mouth, but a training device that helps to get lateral motion. We are going to do some work on the sawhorse gaits. We're going to jump the stump, and we're going to work on the balance beam. These are some of the harder obstacles here in the first portion of the Minmore Farms obstacles area. Rosie is aboard. She on purpose did not put a bit in Eve's mouth because yesterday out in the trails there was a little bit of concern about traffic noises and so forth, and Rosie was doing a lot of rein control as well as hind-end disengagements to get Eve's attention and get her to be less stressed. And so today she just wanted to work with Eve with a different device on her nose. Eventually, no device on the nose. That's our objective with all our ranch versatile Morgans. Okay, now Rosie has microphone on, so as she negotiates the 3 specified obstacles, we will hear her comments, and she will tell us what she's feeling aboard Firecrest Easter Eve. Okay, Rosie?
So do the stump first, maybe?
In the past, we've had problems with Eve on the stump. We got her past the problems. We have that sawhorse there just so that a horse can't avoid jumping the stump. We got her past the problems, but it was months ago. Let's see what happens today. Jumping the tree stump.
More over the log.
She veered off a little bit to go over the log, which we have on purpose next to the tree stump. It's kind of like a small step toward jumping the higher tree stump, which was actually just a stump that we pulled out of the ground, and I said that is a perfect obstacle for our trail obstacles course in the Minmore Farms obstacles area, because On the trail, oftentimes you run across fallen trees. Everything we can simulate here and practice on is what we try to do. Let's see if we can keep her over the stump this time. Much better. Very nice. Now, of course, let's try it the other direction as well. Everything in each direction. Perfect.
Good girl.
Yes, and it sounds like Rosie was happy too. All right, calm her down by serpentining through those euc trees, getting some lateral bends, and then let's see if we can calmly walk her up to the sawhorse gate. Let her stop in position so that you can open the rope gate. Allow you to direct her through the opening between the two sawhorses. Maneuver her body and her bending so that you can then close the gate. Rosie is just walking Eve around.
It's a little bit exciting.
Trying to
she hasn't done any
down.
jumping in I don't even know how many months, so I got a little bit worked up. So now we're just going to calm back down.
My horses are ranch versatile. That means a lot of different things done well. We have to keep practicing. But certainly they need to be able to side pass to a gate and allow us to open and close the gates. Okay, we've worked Eve a little bit around barrels and tees and so forth, stuff that she knows. Ooh. Now we're calmly walking her up to the gate. And now she has to allow us to small step through the gate opening. Bend around.
Cool.
And now we need to get her haunches over a little bit so that Rosie can close the rope gate. Yes, small steps. Yes. So far, so good.
Good. Easy. It's all right. Easy.
Little bit of concern. It's all right. We'll practice it. Rosie, yes, she had to drop the rope gate, so she will regroup, get Eve to go back into position, side pass her over, pick up the rope gate, and try to close it again. Which means we have not successfully negotiated this obstacle, and we'll have to practice. Perhaps going the other direction this time. Let's see how Eve behaves. The haunches are in the wrong direction again. Rosie's gonna probably, yes, the rope actually came off of the holder. We need to get a better handle on moving those haunches over, which is probably one of the most important safety maneuvers a rider can master with any horse doing anything. Get those haunches over. Okay, we're trying to keep those haunches over so Rosie can put the rope back on the holder. Normally we can control Eve's haunches, but they're stressed today.
Easy.
So we are prepared to drop the rope anytime we need to give the proper cues to Eve. Earlier today, just about a half hour ago, there was a group of deer right here on the creek bank, and I suspect that they are still there, and Eve knows it. Remember, she's a prey animal and considers these critters to be predators. Now, can she side pass on to one of my vinyl gates at my arena, for example? Certainly she can, but that's in a different environment. Now, can we get her to back and keep those haunches over? Haunches are going over again. That's out of her stress. Just drop that rope, Rosie. If you ever feel like you need to concentrate on your hands and your legs and your body and that the rope is in the way, you can always get a new rope or pick up the old one. Remember, we don't rehearse here. We just show you what we are up against, what we are able to accomplish, what technique works with what personality. She's starting to look like she's getting pretty stressed and she might want to lift her front legs.
No.
Yes, she's most definitely looking at the creek bank and checking out that white stick sticking up right in front of her face. These are all spooky objects to Eve right now. I'd say don't even pick up the rope. Just see if you can get those haunches over and put yourself in position. And I'd say don't even lean over yet.
What?
Don't even lean over to pick up the rope yet. Let her know that she's in position by removing the pressure and just being centered. See, she's looking. She's adherent. There you go. Still stress. Much rather deal with it here, though, than out on the trail. Need to get her trust and confidence. Need to be patient. Better. Who would have thought that going through a couple of sawhorses, an opening between a couple of sawhorses here in the obstacles area would be such a challenging task for Eve, my 9-year-old Morgan mare.
Good girl. Good.
She allowed Rosie to lean over, but she still has to get those haunches over, and I'm not sure Rosie will be able to do it with the rope in her hand. Remember what Bruce told us, look where you want to go.
Oh. It's all right.
then there's the approach retreat method, or let's take her out and do a few circles with her and come back. It may just be that we need to take her away from this obstacle right now and then approach it again soon.
I don't know. That was something I definitely felt like Bruce Griffin didn't do. He wouldn't take them away. I mean, like when I was having trouble with Sadie in that gate, my instinct was to go away and do something else and get her focused and then come back, and he said no.
He said no. He said bring the front end, bring the hind end, get closer and closer. Right. All right. Let's see if it works today with Eve.
Good.
At this gate.
The problem is she's just not paying me very much attention.
Okay, until we're closer in position to put the rope back, I'm going to turn off the camera, but I'll let you know how long it took. Okay, it's been 2 minutes. Rosie was able to side pass Eve over by looking where she wanted to go in small steps. And I would say let's just keep in mind that this is a high priority item to work on next. Are you okay on that, Rosie?
Oh, hey, hang on. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And then I know we're going to have to work on this one. Come on over here, and let's see where we're at on getting all fours on the balance beam.
I don't think we're going to be able to do it at all today.
Could be.
She's too upset.
It could be.
I mean, look. She doesn't even want to, like,
walk around the balance beam a number of times. The balance beam is 16 foot long, 8 inches across, and we're going to ask Eve to walk across the length of it. In due time. She looks relaxed now.
She doesn't feel it.
Doesn't feel it. And that's something I noticed at Bruce's clinic. I said to him, your horse looks relaxed, and he said, you get up on him and you'll see that he's not.
She's better, but she's not.
So we're going around and around and around the obstacle that we are going to try to negotiate.
Now she's better.
And we want to get at least the front 2 legs on the balance beam and not have her dance around. We want her to realize one small step at a time what the task is. Well, my goodness.
That wasn't terrible.
No, that was actually very good. Could you do it again? I only got half of it in the camera because I really didn't expect her to walk across like she did. I think she remembers what this is all about.
Oh, I'm sure she does. She has a long, long memory, this one.
Or did we just luck out, beginner's luck? Let's see what happens. Good.
Well,
okay, well, you had all 4s on there and you went halfway. Oh dear. She didn't understand at that moment what she did wrong. Remember to look over her ears where you're trying to go rather than at her ears.
No.
Halfway again. I heard 4 steps though. In the past, we've gotten 2 of my Morgans to walk all the way across consistently, so I know we can do it. Now, Rosie's going the other direction, which is yet another task. Even if you could just get her to put 2 up there and stop, I'd say that would be an accomplishment. And look over her ears. Keep her between your legs. Yes. Oh, very nice. Very nice, Eve.
Okay.
Yeah, she's licking her lips. She says, oh, I think I know what I'm supposed to do. Except Yeah, she only got 3 legs up there. This can be a fun obstacle if you don't try to do accomplish too much in any one session. And it's a very satisfying obstacle when you are able to negotiate it consistently. Let's go from west to east again and say we've reached our interim success objective on the balance beam. If we can get her to put 2 feet up and start walking across. 1, 2, yes, yes. All right, that's an accomplishment. It's not everything. It's a good grade, though, for this quiz, which we just subjected Eve to on the balance beam. These are educational principles that you use all the time in teaching. Soon she'll understand that all 4s are to stay on and follow each other and walk across. We'll show you her progress in future sessions. That's all for today. Sonia Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl, www.urbancowgirlchannel.com. Now, Eve is asked to step into the black tarp box from the bridge and also to go through the tarp-enclosed corridor. With Eve at the obstacles. And we're doing a couple of new obstacles today. Not new to Eve entirely. She's been here on this bridge walking into the black tarp in the past, but it was months ago. And she's having no problem with it. Now, can you go back, Rosie, and just walk her through? We're doing just lead line work today with Eve. She's even got her fly mask on, but she's okay on investigating, smelling. You can see, not showing any stress at all. Now, can you come back into the box and ask her to stop in the box? Sometimes that's harder than just to walk through. And let her investigate. Okay, and the next time we do this, we'll do it with water in it, which she's done in the past, and I think she'll be okay. But today we wanted to do it just with the black tarp, and she wants to play. All right, and now we have another new obstacle that she's never seen. And once again, knowing Eve the way I do, I don't think she's going to have any problems with this obstacle, but you're going to see as we see, because we did not rehearse this. We know just what we want to do. You're watching Rosie take a path through the obstacles area and then go into some claustrophobic spaces. Reason being, we have a lot of trees here, and we have set up some tarps into which we're going to ask Eve to walk. So right there along the fence with the tree, the acacia trees, leaning over and so forth, it's rather claustrophobic. Now let's see what Eve says. You can see her about walking through the tarps. And over the tarps are some acacia tree branches. So let's see. She's never been a problem going into a trailer or anything of that sort. We're giving her the opportunity to investigate, which is so important and such a good sign. And that's my Firecrest Easter Eve doing what I thought she'd do. Can you turn around and go back the other way, Rosie?
Sure.
You didn't feel any stress, did you?
No, she was just checking it out.
Just checking it out. No stress. Checking it out again. Perfectly good step in the process of learning to negotiate these obstacles, walking back along the fence between the fence and all those acacia trees.
Yeah,
Eve.
Definitely too narrow and low for someone to ride through. I can barely get through it walking next to her.
We were wondering if we wanted to try this in saddle, but it is rather low and narrow, so no, we don't want to do it in saddle. So, okay, we just wanted to show you these obstacles today, and Eve has reviewed all of the obstacles here. Her hardest obstacle, I think, was getting those hunches over at the sawhorse gates, which we're working on in between camera shoots, and then getting all fours and walking across the balance beam, which we are working on between camera shoots. There's the balance beam, the 16-foot balance beam, which presently now has a big... Can you walk over there, Rosie? Just because what's new at the balance beam that wasn't there the other day is that big pile of sand. Just walk around the balance beam, let her see the pile of sand, and then another day we will practice balance beam walking and sawhorse rope gate opening. Those are the only remaining obstacles that are in any way an obstacle to Eve. She's just really in the investigative mode, which is great. And that's it for today. Sonia Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl, www.urbancowgirlchannel.com. Here's a postscript. We decided to start filling this black abyss with hose water.
Oh, yeah.
So we're letting Eve see it get filled, and she's snorting and wondering and investigating. We're pretty sure that...
Kind of like a rapids in a creek.
Yes, we can hear the water from the hose, kind of like rapids in a creek. Let's see what she says about walking across it. When it has just ever so little... Oh, look, she's real... Yeah, she's doing it really cautiously. Quite different than when it was just a black tarp a few moments ago. And she was playing with the water. Let's see if she'll just walk across, and that'll be all we ask of Eve today. Yeah, she's playing with it. Oh, that's right. You're going to get your shoes wet, aren't you?
Well, let's see if I can just do this. Come on, take a look. Take a look. See what it's like. Oh,
there you
yeah.
Go. There she is. That's Firecrest Easter Eve. Fearless Firecrest Easter Eve. All right. We're going to be doing it with all the other horses that want to learn obstacles here, too. It makes a big difference whether there's deadfall, just a plain old black tarp, or a black tarp with water in it, as far as how difficult that obstacle is for any particular personality.
Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Sammy, Rusty and Susie, www.thesokolows.com.